and welcome to Her Holistic Home YouTube channel and podcast. Today I'm going to be talking about some of my curriculum choices for the next year. As you know, I'm a homeschooling mom and I'm a big proponent of homeschooling. And I have changed curriculum several times over the last couple of years. And I will continue to change curriculum because I think it's important that we kind of adapt to what our children need and if we can and within our budget. So I'm going to show you some of the choices that I have chosen for this year's school year. This is going to be the curriculum that I've chosen for my upcoming 5th grader, and I will do another video on what I have chosen for my upcoming 1st grader. First up, let's start with math. We did math with Becca for my oldest daughter. This is the one that I'm talking about, pretty much from kindergarten straight up. Now, we did make a shift this year, and it will be a very interesting shift to see how it goes. The reason why was not because we do not like Becca. I absolutely love Becca's math curriculum. I feel like it is a very full curriculum that has, all the different components to it. And if you are planning on using Becca for math, I highly recommend it. However, for us, we are on basically right at the stage where they are updating the curriculum. So when they updated 1st grade, we were in 1st grade. When they updated 2nd grade, we were in 2nd grade. This year, they're updating 5th grade and we're going into 5th grade. However, their curriculum was not going to be available to order until August. And for us, that was just too late. We start school in July because we school year round and I didn't want to wait. So what I did is my youngest daughter did not take too well to Becca and we tried to use the good and the beautiful. So I decided to do the little pre-test thing or the placement test from the good and the beautiful to kind of see where she would place, because Becca tends to be a little bit more on the advanced side and she placed perfectly for 5th grade. So I'm really excited that this year we are going to be using the good and the beautiful for my 5th grader and for my upcoming 1st grader. The thing that I love about the good and the beautiful, and I loved this with my 1st grader, is that it is not 180 lessons. Becca is around 160 to 170, I believe. And on days that you take a quiz, you also have to do a lesson in the workbook, which becomes kind of a lot. And so this, I think, is only 120 lessons is kind of the amount. So we're not having to do math every day, which is really nice to not have kind of that stress. And that if she loves it and she wants to do more than one, there's not a ton of busy work in here, which is something else that I like. And I think it's going to be, and there's these unit assessments, which are also really, really nice to kind of see where your kid is at, see if they've been understanding the concepts as they've been going through, and then kind of being able to address their needs. So we are very excited to be trying this year. Next, I want to talk to you about what we are doing for grammar. We are continuing with Fix-It Grammar this year. So we did Fix-It Grammar last year. What I love about Fix-It Grammar is very simple. So this is the teacher's guide that I'm kind of going through, but it's basically 1 sentence to 2 sentences a day that you are basically marking up and adjusting, which is really, really great. And it makes grammar kind of simple and not this huge burden. Now, we will be doing the Well-Trained Mind Grammar next year. However, they recommend not starting that until 5th or 6th grade. And because we're going to be doing IEW for writing, and we're going to be doing the video series, which is a little bit more extensive in that there's videos that you have to watch, usually an hour-long video, we wanted to stick with a simple grammar so that we're not spending so much time in writing and grammar combined. Next year, when writing maybe is a little bit less intense, we will focus on a more intense grammar program. So this year we are sticking with Fix-It Grammar, and I love it. My daughter loves it, and so it'll be really great. We are continuing. If any of you know me personally, you know that I started really with Memoria Press. I love Memoria Press. We really do love the classical method of education, although we have switched up a couple of things. But one thing that I absolutely love is I love their literature guides. And if you are looking for a literature program or your children are just reading and you're looking for something a little bit additional, they have amazing literature guides. So this year I let my daughter pick 3. Now, if you do their Memoria Press program, you will, I think it's like 4 to 5 books that they do in a year. I limited that down last year and it worked out great because most of these are geared for schools, for Latin-based schools. So you need some busy work for the kids to do. And since we're in a homeschool environment, I was having to just kind of pare down what we did. So instead of having to pare down the activities, I chose 3 books that she could read and do the activities. And then she can also read books in addition to these 3 where she doesn't have a literature guide. So these are really great. What I love about them is they have like words that you may not be familiar with at the top. And then they have vocabulary that you are supposed to kind of write the meaning of based on the context of the sentence, which is extremely important to be able to kind of determine definitions without like always having like dictionary or somebody telling you the definition. And then comprehension questions, and they always have an enrichment and discussion questions. And so this is the part that we used to cut out, but now I'm really excited because we will be able to do this because we are limiting it to 3. And so these are the 3 books that she chose this year: Adam of the Road, Lassie Come Home. Both of these are kind of on track with her grade level. She did want to do The Hobbit, and so we did buy The Hobbit, and we will see how she does with it. If it is too difficult, we will kind of put it away for another year, and we will pull in another literature guide that's maybe more appropriate for her grade level. But I'm going to let her have a shot at it because she really wants to read The Hobbit and do the literature guide with it. So we are continuing this year with Greek. Last year, she took Greek kind of a year early because she really wanted to do Greek. And that is one area where we break from kind of the classical model, is we have not done Latin. We did do Latin, and then we have broken away from doing Latin, mainly because for me, it is not a used language. Yes, it can help with you with your English vocabulary. However, we have family members that actually speak Portuguese, and it is not a biblical language. So for us, I gave her the choice of Portuguese, Hebrew, or Greek, being 2 biblical languages and one that our family actually speaks, and she chose Greek. She did extremely well in Greek last year. She takes to languages just naturally, unlike me. I am not somebody who takes to languages very easily, but she does, and that's what's so amazing about Memoria Press's programs. They do not rely on me. They do not rely on me to know Greek. She can pretty much do them by herself and learn Greek, because if it is reliant on me, then we're not going to do well. The other thing to consider is, like, for example, one of the programs that I purchased, and we just haven't used is something called talkbox.mom. So this is a curriculum where you're really going to learn modern day languages like Portuguese, for example. The problem is the biggest part of that is mom, talkbox.mom. And I am the weak link in it, and I have to learn and I have to memorize the phrases and use them with my kids, and I just don't. I want to, it's something on my goal list, but right now at this time in my life, it is just not something I can do. This Greek program she can do completely independently, and it is great. Then we are doing for Bible this year. Last year we finished up the Apologia Word in Motion with the New Testament. I love that curriculum. I think it is amazing. I do not think it is for all ages, despite I think what it's advertised. I think it really should start in 3rd or 4th grade at a very, like, that is the minimum age I would do it at. We did have to pare it down quite a bit last year because there was just so many activities and so much reading and things like that. It would be a great curriculum for an older student. So we did have to pare it down. So we may do it again sometime later, all as a family, but we are through with that. And so this year, we are going to do the Master Books Elementary Apologetics. I'm extremely excited for this program. It uses the Answers books for kids, the Answers in Genesis books with some amazing questions. And then this is the workbook that you kind of go through, that it literally has a lesson a day. It is a 4 to 5 day a week curriculum. So it is not for the lighthearted, but I'm really excited to kind of get into some apologetics questions with her, and kind of teach my child how to defend the faith, because that is something we absolutely need right now in today's society. So next up is spelling. Spelling is really anticlimactic. It's just a spelling workout book. This is what was recommended by Memoria Press. Now, one thing to note about Memoria Press, in their earlier ages, they're going to have their own spelling curriculum. I love their spelling curriculum. However, as you get up into the older ages, they use these. And so we're just doing these. Last year we did A Wordly Wise, which is a secular curriculum, which is more about comprehension, but we did spell the words. But it was very extensive and a little bit too much to do with everything else that we are doing. So this year I just chose to just do the Memoria Press, what they choose, a simple spelling workout. We have not struggled a lot with spelling, so that could also have something to do with it. I'm not looking for an extremely robust spelling curriculum because usually if she sees the word once or twice, she's got it and we move on. So this is what we are doing for spelling. For science, we are going back to Apologia. Last year we took a little break. We did a short little module in chemistry from from the Good and the Beautiful, and then we did some other things for science. But this year we're going back to more of a robust curriculum. We're going back to Apologia. We are doing anatomy, and we'll be doing this. I'm hoping to do this with both of my girls. And so this comes with this textbook here, and it also comes, we also get the journals. I love their journals. This is one of my favorite things about Apologia curriculum, and I know some people do not use them. I feel like for us, it's one of our favorite things. If you can see, like, what's amazing about their journals is they have these little mini books in the journals, which are like little crafts where you can fill in information. So it's something that they can do if you don't want to do all of the science like experiments and things like that. You still have some hands-on little crafts and things that you can fill out your journal. Helps you to remember what you learned. I love it. Now we also do buy, and this is not cheap, so if you're looking for something on a budget, I don't recommend this necessarily, but we do get the Nature's Workshop kits for Apologia. They make science kits for Apologia, which I absolutely love. They literally come with everything needed to do the experiments in the book. We had the kit for botany. It was amazing. It came with the food dyes. It came with aluminum foil. It came with paper towels. It literally came with almost everything except for water, which is important for me because many times these curriculums will say, you know, most of these experiments are done with things that are naturally around your house. Well, because we are holistic, we don't have styrofoam cups. We don't have food dye. We don't have aluminum foil in our house. So these are things I would have to go out and buy, and I don't want to. So in this case, I love the Nature's Workshop kit because it just gives me everything. It's literally labeled with the lesson number, and it's so easy to do. So we are doing that again for anatomy, and I'm really excited about it. What I've already mentioned, IEW, we are using this for writing again. My daughter loves it. We are using the structure and style. So if you have any questions about this, let me know. But there is IEW where you do not do the videos, where it's kind of just has the prompts and the education that's kind of behind it. This is with the videos. This is the second year. We did the first year last year. This is kind of the end of our video time. And then we'll move into something, one of the more prompt-based writing curriculums next year. But she really loves Dr. Andrew Pudwal. She loves his videos. She loves listening to him. And so we just decided to go for it again this year. And so we're really excited about doing that as well. And then last but not least, history. This is the subject that I put off to last. And just like that, I also put it off to last in my video. History is my toughest one because we have switched curriculums so many times. Last year we used Mystery of History Medieval and we did not get through it. So we will be continuing with our medieval from Mystery of History, but we also bought the Homeschool in the Woods lap book for medieval, and I highly recommend them. Now they are secular, but they're crafty, and you have little recipe books, medieval recipe books, and all those kinds of things which make it more fun. I will say about the Mystery of History, there is a ton of resources in their teacher's manual, a ton for crafts and extra books and all these things. But for me, it wasn't necessarily spelled out and it wasn't simplified. So a lot of the crafts required things that I would really have to go shopping for. Poster board, again, aluminum foil, jewels to glue on things, and I am not the person to go out and get those things. I'm just not. Not to mention my kids, I found they don't have a lot of, it's not like making a suit of armor with aluminum foil and poster board actually helps them to remember things. They'll think it's fun, but they won't actually remember. So for us, it wasn't really a lot of crafts that we would naturally do. So we kind of are moving away from Mystery of History as we go towards like the Renaissance and Reformation. We will be doing the Renaissance and Reformation Homeschool in the Woods. And then I also bought Story of the World again, so we can just kind of fill in the gaps along the way. But in addition to that, because I'm trying to do everything, we are going to try to do this passport to the world. I have been looking at this. I've seen it, and I just could not help but buy it this year. And it is through Masterbooks as well. And it's very exciting. There's a children's atlas that comes with it, which is I'm not showing right now, but it has this beautiful colored book here. And what's really great is it has this little passport in the front, which is really great. And you can stamp it, and you can put, I don't know if it's stamp or stickers or whatever, as you go through and you do this. And what's amazing is Masterbooks also provides for you a way to order another passport. So we will do this with all of our kids, and it'll be a really fun thing. And I know it says 4th through 6th grade, but let me just tell you, a first grader is going to want to stick stickers in her own passport. So we are going to buy another passport. So that is what we are doing for history. We're excited to kind of embark upon that journey and see kind of where we land. And then I will get back to you guys all on our first grade curriculum in the next video. But I hope you enjoy this. If you have any questions about what we're using or why we're not using things we've used in the past, I would love to talk to you. If you're looking for curriculum ideas and none of these kind of suit your fancy, please reach out to me. I've used a lot of curriculum over the years, and I can definitely help point you in the right direction. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.